Great. All right, here we go. Cameras ready? Let's do a lineup.
So we sat here season 1. Here we sit now.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Season 5, almost in the rearview mirror. How is Jonathan feeling?
3, 2, 1.
It's hard to describe, Efrem. It's at once overwhelming and inspiring and giving me a sense of elation that, like, I get to do this.
How would you describe the arc, what plays out in this season for Jesus?
Steamroller, bulldozer, intensity, just a melee of emotions and conflicts, climaxes of conflicts between Jesus and the authorities, climactic frustrations between Jesus and his disciples, their inability to get what he's telling them within days of it happening. And so there's a profound sense of love and sorrow, but also hope, knowing what's to come beyond the crucifixion. So it's a lot. It's a loaded season. It'll be the most beautiful, most complex, most intense season we've ever done. It's going to be quite amazing.
Jesus is the one accused of these violations.
But Jesus is guilty of these infractions. We must consider drastic measures.
If you could, now that we've come so far, look back over the course of your life, your acting career, have you spotted signs that you were being prepared for this, called to this?
1000%. I mean, from the time I was 11 or 12 years old.
11 or 12?
Yeah, where I reenacted the Passion in my backyard after having watched Jesus of Nazareth.
Wow.
I built a life-size cross and painted the nails and the blood and carried it around my backyard, made a crown of thorns from some thistles. And so from that moment, I think the writing's been on the wall.
The beauty of people watching you is you give us the humanity of Christ.
Listen carefully, because I'm going to tell you what is about to happen.
How would you say Jesus has evolved over the course of this period we've played out so far?
We're coming to a point in the story where, Jesus's humanity is on full display. He's going to become the suffering servant. The responses to that will be utterly human. Seeing all his friends leave him, the desolation, the isolation, the despair, how they feel about him. There's a lot of the humanity is getting concentrated now. I think it's like a super concentration of humanity before we see a super concentration of divinity in the resurrection.
And if we are asked to make a statement, how can we defend both his behavior and words?
For those of us who watch intimately, we all describe this project as life-changing for us. You being so heavily involved in leading it, has this changed your life?
100%. I mean, it's changed my relationship with God in that it has deepened it and profoundly and made me want to be more like Jesus in my day-to-day life, not just to play him. And I think that's what we're all called to do as believers. When you're following the principles of Christ, like, life only gets better, and the world has changed, the culture's changed, and I think at the end of the day, that's one of the benefits and impacts of what we're doing.
So thank you for that, and I hope that you're back for 2 more seasons. But that is a wrap on season 5.